1969, 1987, 1999, 2008. Warren Buffett has been spot on for the 4 times in a row. What did he do? I'll tell you more in detail. In fact itself, he's doing this again for 2024, 2025. Do you want to be super rich? This is a video that you really must watch because I think the dollar will fall and the gold to rise. Now, guys, make sure you do your own risk management because this time around is going to be a big one. I want you to capture this wave. This is the first time I'm doing something like this. Now, one thing is that we know that Donald Trump could hasten the end of the US dollar domination. We all know that now the BRICS nations are kind of unhappy with what Donald Trump has said. And of course, based on the report, it says that now US dollars, people are dumping it. Incredible. Really, many people think that, right, the US dollar will fall. And in fact itself, lesser people are buying the US Treasury, which is a big issue because they need the money. So that's the reason why crypto is going up, because they are using it as a form of a guide to draw back the US dollar. But the thing is this, if Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency do fall, because there's a value for everything, then this could be a very serious issue. And of course, the recent US Treasury selling is not a good sign. So based on the US dollar chart right now, we can see very clearly we're going to see some resistance very soon. All right. So every time when the US dollar hit about 107 area, about 107, okay, we will see some form of resistance. And in fact itself, I think we will see that again. What's the reason? Because now we do see that the US Federal Reserve may not be cutting any more interest rates next year. And that means that they know that they're having some issue right now. And of course, if they were to consider even a high interest rate, that will kill off the market, which is what Donald Trump doesn't want. So become a big issue, right? And that is whereby the checkmate is. That's the reason why the US Treasury now is coming off. And I believe that US dollar will likely be pulling back in the near term because based on the technical side, it's very possible. And of course, if the US dollar fall, what will happen to the gold price? That means that the gold price will going to go up. So that's why the BRIC, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, you must understand they are really big. This PPP, which is the purchasing power parity, have reached $65 trillion. This is a very big figure. And in fact itself, they hold 44.35% of the global oil reserve itself. So that's the reason why I feel that US is getting a little bit worried. And because of that, you can see that the bond price has came off, hence pushing up the US yield higher. I believe that US yield will eventually hit 4.6%, probably by March, right, 2025. I believe that will happen by then. And if that really happened, the US stock market will be in a very precarious position because this is something that you don't want. And if you look at the technical, this is incredible. We pinpoint the technical side. You can see that we take this point here. We combine this, extrapolate, we have this point, and now we have a beautiful reversal. Now, this is a very strong reversal, and I believe that this will pump the market higher towards a 4.6% level. And that's why I think traders, you need to be very careful going into 2025. And of course, if that's going to happen, we will see the gold coming down first, and then we may see a rebound. I cannot believe that the gold price will be coming down soon to about maybe 2,630 range, I think so. All right, we may see a low of 26 to 18 maybe. Okay, so I believe that gold is going to be a buy pretty soon. In fact, as I look at the RSI reading, every time we see something like this, we're going to have a rebound, and the rebound is not small at all. And of course, we all know that in the BRIC, right, South Africa hold the most gold, and I think that they will use that again to push up gold price. I cannot believe that gold will come down and then march towards my target this time around, which is the 2868 target. All right, I believe that this is going to happen by March 2025. So guys, watch out for this buy signal. And of course, at the same time, we know that Yardeni has came in and he himself have been spot on the stock market bull. And now he on CNBC, he believes that in 2025 could start with a stock pullback. And in fact, itself, right, he figured it down as too many charged bull in the market, and that is one of his reasons. And a lot of sentiment indicators tells you that everybody is too optimistic on the stock market. He feels that right now the new year may start to pull back, and then after that it may not last too long, and it's a buying opportunity again. In fact, itself, he still believes that the tech share is going to do well, and he has a target. The target is actually 7,000 for the S&P. Now, I believe that may happen, but I think and also believe that the market has to come down first. So a pullback all right, a pullback will be a good time to buy. And that's probably the reason why I believe that Warren Buffett is selling shares for this very good reason. Now, Warren has been selling shares like Bank of America and Apple shares recently, right? So think about this. Why would you sell Bank of America? Because obviously, if there's going to be any problem and the banks cannot get back their money, definitely the banks will get hit. So I believe that Warren is selling it in front of a potential monetary crisis. This is how I feel it, because in 1969, 1987, 1999, 2008, he had done it before. So I can go into details and show you how he did it. And I believe now his stock cash pile is at $325 billion. Definitely, this is a good deal of money. So if a stock market do come down by 10 to 15%, I believe he will use quite a fair bit to buy up the market again. So that's the reason why to be rich itself, there's two prongs here. One is to be careful. If the market will drop, you can short the market. If not, wait for a good deal and then buy deep from there itself. So let's go back to what happened back in the US stock market. Now you can see in chart-wise, the Dow Jones, we do the technical point again, and we extrapolate. We just do see the market having a bit of resistance right now at 44,000. So a drop down to somewhere around here could be very possible, and that's about 42 to 41,000 level. All right, and of course, you can see some very important point is that he has been selling shares, and even like his Apple, he bought a lot, he's been selling. So all these tells me that Warren knows something that we may not know. But of course, if you do some history and detail, you will know that it happened back in 1969. Now, back in 1969, Warren Buffett started to sell some shares. He dissolved his partnership that he held publicly trading shares, and he claims that he don't see many undervalued securities back then. And in fact itself, the market dropped by 36% during that period of time. And of course, after that, the market rallied, right? So same thing again, you can see that in 1987, just before the market crashed, Warren Buffett sold shares, okay? He sold shares and the market crashed. And of course, he came back in to buy heavily. And of course, again, you can see the stock market recovering all the way. So I'm trying to say this is that Warren do seem to know something, right? And he can do something by not buying, but then he can buy a lot later. And of course, back in 1999, he was very prominent in not buying any NASDAQ counters. He believed that it's overvalued. He don't bet on technology companies. In fact, he was a good friend with, he's still a good friend. I mean, no longer a good friend, sorry. He's a good friend back then with this Bill Gates, and he basically shies away. And then after that, we all know that the NASDAQ dropped by 71%. Incredible, right? So the thing is this, he knows when to move away from the market. And of course, in 2008, during the Lehman crisis, we also have news that he actually sold shares before the 08 crisis. So this guy has a knack in doing this. So the question is this right now, he is doing the same thing for now. So that's the reason why I feel that we can be very careful. And if the Dow Jones pull back by, let's say, 5%, we're going to see this figure, 42,883. I think that this will be a good figure to buy back first. For those who have shorted with us together around here, this could be a good time to buy back some shares. But of course, again, the market may rebound a little bit here and there before going down. So just do your own risk management. But of course, the number that I'm looking forward is this number, which is that 40,626. Okay, 40,626. I think that this will happen by the second week of February. And of course, if the market get a little bit dicey and get a bit panicky, we may even see 38,369. Now, I think that if that really happened, I think Warren Buffett will come in heavily to buy shares. And that will be the good time to become very rich, guys. Because once I'm to buy shares and being pro-America with Donald Trump, Elon Musk, I think that will propel the market up again. And this time around, you guys are going to be very rich. So with that as well, I hope you like this video. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.